Hello viewers, so today we are going to start with particle physics. Whatever basics are required for solving questions in CSI or NET. Okay, so first of all we will see the classification. So these particles or elementary particles are classified with respect to two categories. First is spin, okay, and second is interaction. How is it interacting? Is it a strong interaction or weak interaction, electromagnetic interaction, gravitational interaction, and all. And in spin you again have two types. So particle with a integral spin are called as bosons. Particle with the half integral spin are called as fermions. That is, spin is 0, 1, 2, so on for bosons. Fermions is half, 3 by 2, 5 by 2, and so on. Again, the bosons are classified into two categories. First is photons, then which integral spin is 1. Then you have gravitons spin is 2. Okay, also you have mesons are the bosons, and these mesons have again the three categories. One is eta meson, then you have a k meson, then you have a pi meson. K mesons are again of four types. One is k plus, second is k minus, k0, then k minus, or k minus can be written as k bar, and this k bar not. So we have four categories, and the isospin and the spin, third component of isospins are okay. And this properties, that is isospin, third component of isospin, then you have hypercharge, okay, hypercharge, you have charge, that is q, then you have baryon number, lepton number, strangeness. Okay, this all the things will be covered in meson octet and baryon octet. Okay, so from there you can easily memorize this isospin and third component of isospin. No need to worry about this, how to memorize it. So when you get the diagram you can easily memorize it. So when we go further you will find it easy to memorize. So just taking down what are we are going to see. So in the pi mesons, this pi mesons have again three categories, that is pi minus, pi naught, and then pi plus. Okay, and then you have isospin for this. This is isospins are all 1 1 0 1 isospin. And if you talk about third component of isospin, this is minus 1 0 plus 1. Okay, these are the third component of isospin. Just giving you an idea, overview what we are going to see next. If you don't memorize this now, you can memorize it later also. Nothing, it's not an issue at all. So let us move further with this. So in fermions we again have two categories. First category is nucleons, or first category is leptons. And second category is baryons. Okay, so in leptons you have a 6 particle system. actually 12 particle system considering their antiparticles. You have electron, you have muon, you have tauon, and then neutrino of these three, that is uh, electron neutrino, muon neutrino, and then tauon neutrino. Okay, this is tauon neutrino. So charge for all these three is -1, and charge for all these three is 0, and also lepton number for all these particles are 1, and if you consider the antiparticles for this, they have the lepton number -1. Of course they are not baryons, so baryon number for this is 0. This we will see in the octet and when we study octet and decouplet. So there you can memorize this states, just giving you a brief idea what we are going to study in this course. Then you have baryons. So baryons are again of two types. First is nucleons, second is hyperons. Okay, this is hyperons, and again you will come one more term is there in when we see the classification in under interaction, there is hadrons. So please make sure that both are different, hyperons and hadrons. Okay, don't get confused. So here nucleons, in nucleons you already know what are the two types, that are protons, then you have neutrons. Okay, protons, neutrons. In hyperons you have many delta is there, then lambda is there, then sigma is there. You also have cascade. You also have one more particle which is omega. Okay, we will see all the properties of the delta, lambda, sigma, cascade, and omega in the decouplet. Okay, in decouplet as well as octet. So baryon has both. Baryon has octet also, and decouplet also. And why it has two, I will explain you later on. Why we have two diagrams to learn baryons. We will learn that. Okay, and then let us move further on the classification, that is interaction part. So based on the interaction, there are again two categories. First is weak interaction, or you may call not participating in strong interaction. Okay, and participating in strong interaction. They do participate in strong interaction. So the elementary particles which do not participate in the strong interactions are leptons. Okay, this lepton do not participate in a strong interaction. Then you have photons, gravitons, and all those things. They do not participate in a strong interaction. And the things which are participating in a strong interaction are called as hyperons. Okay, so I told you already, hadrons. I told you already, these hadrons are different from hyperons. Okay, so the particles which are participating in strong interaction are called as hadrons, and this hadrons has two parts. Okay, that is mesons and baryons. So we have already seen in the next in the previous set, like that mesons are integral spin and baryons are half integral spin, but these two combined are called as hadrons, as they both are involved in a strong interaction. And category wise we have already seen what are categories are there in mesons and what categories are there in baryons. So not going further from here. So this is it for the classification. So see, this is what we have done till now, that spins are classified on the basis of their spins. So integral spin, half integral spin, mesons are there, baryons are there, and this all things are explained. So now so we have already done classification. So let us move further. Further in this module we are going to learn meson octet. So as I told you that no need to memorize all the iso spin, third component of iso spin, baryon number, lepton number, strangeness, all these properties you will get from the diagram which is called as octet, meson octet. Also you have one more diagram, that is an baryon octet and a baryon decouplet. So from this all three diagrams you will be easily comfortable with all the properties of individual elementary particles in these categories. So in meson you will draw octagon like this. This is an octagon. Okay, in this octagon, mesons I have already told you there are three major particles, that are eta naught, then you have k mesons, and then you have pi mesons. Okay, so how is it distributed? See here carefully. So there is one particle on all the edges. Okay, there are one particle at all the edges. Okay, and you have two particles in between. Okay, two particles in between and one particle at the edges. So there are in total 10 particles. So here you will have pi minus, here you will have pi naught, and then here you will have pi plus. Okay, just need to memorize the location of this elementary particles, and then after you will be knowing how to find out the strangeness and all the properties of these particles. Then you have at the center you already have one empty space, that is eta naught. Also for this k mesons, so k naught is here. Okay, then you have k plus. Okay, then you have k bar naught, and here you have k bar minus. Okay, just need to remember how to draw this diagram. Okay, from here you can easily deduct the strangeness and all. So the first two particles, or you can draw the lines to all the particles. See here in this fashion. So in meson octet the strangeness start with -1, and then in further down you should add 1 so strangeness -1, strangeness 0, strangeness +1. Okay, so the way to find out the strangeness of the particle is draw horizontal line. Okay, horizontal line represent the strangeness of the particle. So it means that k naught and k plus has an -1 strangeness, also that k bar minus and k bar naught has an strangeness +1, and also you have eta naught and pi minus as a strangeness 0. Okay, also you can draw a diagonal line like this. Please see carefully how I am drawing. Okay, let me take another color. Okay, in this fashion you need to draw the diagonal lines. Okay, and these lines are representing your charge. So here you will see this is +1, this is 0, and this is charge -1. Also, with the help of this charge, you already know that diagonal will have a +1. So k plus and pi meson plus will come in this order only. So if you forget also the places of k, where was it, if you have certain confusion, so with the help of q you will arrange in this fashion only, that k naught should come here, eta naught should come here, k bar naught should come here. Okay, so this will give you the q values. Now here you also have one vertical line, so you need to have three lines. One is horizontal lines telling you the strangeness, you have a diagonal lines telling you the charges, and you also have one more line which will tell you the isospin of the particles. So this is diagonal lines. Okay, we need to draw perfectly vertical. These vertical lines will tell you the isospins. Okay, these are the isospins. So so how you go about this is, first this one, the middle one, the middle one will consider two particles, that is eta naught and pi naught, which will have, I will write this isospin here. Okay, isospin. So the first middle one, this middle one will have a isospin of 0. Okay, then you increase by half. Okay, to the right and decrease by half to the left. So here for the kappa, that is k meson plus and k bar plus 0, you have isospin as plus half. Okay, so half. For pi plus you have +1, then you decrease by half here. Here for k bar and k naught you have -half, and for pi minus you have -1. So these three things you need to remember for the meson octet, that is horizontal lines, you have a diagonal lines, and you also have a vertical lines. Okay, so horizontal lines is representing you the strangeness quantum number. This is a strangeness quantum number. Diagonal lines are representing you the charge, and the vertical lines are representing you the third component of isospin. Actually it's a third component of isospin, I3. Okay, and isospin is just magnitude of this. Okay, so isospin will be 1, half, 0, half, and 1. Okay, so you have baryon numbers and lepton number for this. So since it is not a baryon, so it is 0, and it is not a lepton also, so it is 0. Okay, so you need to check three quantum numbers, that is baryons, leptons, and strangeness. Then you have charge and third component of isospin. That's it. From here on we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.